Wes Schroeder, Olentangy Orange Pioneers, joining us with Storied Rivals, and in his second year with the Pios, 9-3 in 2024. And always appreciate your time, Coach. It's a joy to get to talk to you each and every year, and I'm glad you're having a good summer so far. And um, like I said at the top, it's your second season with Orange, and honestly, the transition, you taking over last year was about as smooth as it gets, really, because you lead them to a 9-3 record, and you were on the brink of round 3 of the playoffs. Came down to the wire with UA, in round 2. And I mean, how's year 2 been? Because I mean, last year was kind of picture perfect in that offseason. What's the offseason like this year?
I want to call it picture perfect, but yeah, it was smooth from the stand. We started out really well. We started out 8-1, and earned a share of the league, and then we played well early on, like middle part of the year, and we were kind of up and down, but it's hard. You don't know the kids. You don't know, like there's certain things that you just don't know, like how they're going to respond in game situations, and how you do certain things. So it was smooth. I knew a lot of the kids, a good chunk of them before I got there. I knew coaches before I got there. I had a good staff. We have a very good staff. So yeah, it was smooth, as smooth as could be. But year ones are never fun, in my opinion, just because you're just keeping your head above water, trying to figure everything out as you go. I'm still figuring stuff out. I'm a year in now, so.
Right. Yeah, but hopefully a little bit easier, as I guess as the years go by. But we were talking before we started, like you have 5 girls, man, and they all from like a year old to like 6 or 7 years old. I mean, how do you do it? Do they keep you young, or do you feel like you're getting older faster at times?
They keep you active. I can't sit down a ton. Yeah, they're that's kind of, you sometimes are excited for school to start back up when you have
Sure.
it might be a little easier at school. Then my wife, she works remote. I'm actually on her computer, but yeah, so it's surviving the day sometimes is hard, and then here in a couple hours, the night times are insane. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. We have a ton of fun. I love my girls to death, and we got a little boy on the way now, so we're done now. That's it. Ton of kids,
There you go.
and we're out. So, but I wouldn't trade it. People think we're crazy, but we have a lot of fun. We don't do a ton of stuff. We have family. My mom and my mother-in-law and father-in-law close by. So my brother, her sister, and their family, my brother's family, we have a ton of help, and just a ton of family around here. So we love it. We have a ton of fun with it.
And finally a boy on the way now. So now you got someone who you can, play football or talk football with, or whatever, a few years down the line.
And we hope so. We don't know if it's not his passion. I can't really control it, but
Sure.
believe it or not, when I was a kid, I didn't really love football. I was
Really?
yeah, no, I was, you'd call soft. I was scared of a lot of stuff, and my dad basically made me play. Um, Thank God he did, because it completely changed my life. But yeah, when I was little, I was the kids keep me timid and having anxiety and stuff, and my dad just kept me. He was my coach. Maybe, I'm glad I did. I'm glad he made me do it. We have and hopefully I have that same relationship with my son.
So what were you into then, as a kid? If football was, if you were kind of forced into football, what things did Wes Schrader like to do with his free time as a kid?
Basketball and baseball. I was big
Yeah.
basketball. I'd be in my backyard playing basketball all the time, or I'd be playing baseball, just like '90s kids did, and little sandlot yards and stuff like that. And got into golf a little bit, and I played soccer, and soccer and football don't mix. And I had 2 older brothers who were football guys, and I couldn't play soccer if they were there. I mean, my dad didn't force me. I played. My friends played. We all played, but I wasn't as
Right.
excited to go to football as I was baseball or basketball. But then as I grew older, the team aspect of it, everything, the life lessons it's unmatched. So, I'm obviously very, very grateful I did it, because this game is really special.
So is that why you coach football? Is because you've got all girls at home and you need some dudes to go hang out with during the day?
I was coaching football before my girls were here.
Right.
But yeah, it's funny. And they coaches tend to have girls. I feel like there's a lot of coaches have girls, and I obviously took that to another level with 5 of them. So, but yeah, I love it. I love the girls. I love football. I'm blessed, and I love my wife. I have a great life.
Well, let's talk some football now, I guess. So Levi, Levi Davis, your star quarterback, he enters his senior year, and we all know he's a stud, and he's committed to OU, and he's been fantastic over the course of his career. And but he's going to be without a lot of his top weapons. Taron Thomas, Will Musgrove, Cohen Weaver were all part of that class of 2025, and Taron committed to Ohio Dominican. And I mean, what strides as Levi made this offseason, knowing that he doesn't have necessarily that same continuity around him?
He's very familiar with our guys. So I mean, um, yeah, he's Levi's a dude himself, so he needs pieces around him just like any good great player does. We have another running back. Cohen was phenomenal. Lulico got carries last year, and he'll be in the backfield, and he looks really good for us. He's 210 pounds, and he's a big back, extremely fast. Um, Zane Konzak played last year in the slot. Jake Lewing played last year. Treyton will play a lot more offense this year, and we had MC Walker come in, who's known Levi and these guys for a while. So we're not short on. I mean, I'm not saying we got a 5 Division I guys, but we have some really good high school football players. I feel like, and you know, and I think Levi will be just fine with the pieces around him, and I think that's part of being a leader. He's got to elevate their games. So
It ought to be a smooth transition for Treyton to move from defense to offense a little bit here and there, because he's intercepting the ball. It seems like every other play on defense, so he's ought to be able to haul in a couple touchdowns here and there.
yeah, we'll see if he has more catches. He has 15 interceptions, so let's see if he can have more than that on the offense receptions on the offensive side of the ball. But he does well. He's got really good ball skills. He's really quick and he's really good in tight spaces. So yeah, we're excited. And obviously Zane was a really good player. So those two are very similar in my opinion. Two really good athletic receivers in the slot. And yeah, he trains. They're both very smart kids and pick up on stuff really fast.
So obviously, when you're new to a program, your first couple of years, do you rely on the senior classes to kind of to be leaders and kind of be extensions of the coaching staff in some way, shape, or form? Like you had, the guys last year that I just mentioned, and then Trayton's a senior, and now Levi. Like, do you rely on these guys a lot more than maybe you would, somewhere else, because it's a newer environment?
Yeah, I think the year two it's easier. Year one, you're trying to establish stuff. We're trying to establish an identity of a tough physical team that plays fast and plays with confidence and believes in each other. And sometimes you teeter on like cocky and stuff like that. So we kind of fought that early. I was like, hey, play with that swag and stuff, but let's not turn it into something it shouldn't be. And they kind of know what we want now. Like they kind of have an idea of the identity of who we want to be with, like we talk about fast, physical, and just, very aggressive team. So it's easier to allow them to lead in year two than it was in year one. Like the end of like our weight room sessions and team days and stuff like that, they're talking, some of those guys are talking to the team and breaking them down. And, the excitement for these guys, they're really excited, which they should be. We got a good nucleus back from a pretty good team. So, it obviously doesn't mean anything until we do anything, but they're excited and they played some good ball last year and they practiced really hard this offseason. So we're hoping that translates into some wins again.
I hear like people talk all the time, just casual football fans, like how good is Division I compared to like Division III, and you've seen it really at
Yeah.
multiple levels. You were an assistant, at Liberty for a couple years, and you were at Granville for 4 years, and now you're back in the OCC and in Division I. So you've seen Division I, Division III football at different levels. I mean, what makes D1 football different from these other divisions that you've seen, other than people just saying, oh, it's a bigger crowd, it's a bigger atmosphere, or it's just players? I mean, like, what is it about it that makes these players better?
And yeah, I love my time in Granville, I'm a small school grad in Northwest Ohio, and I was at Allen East, but big school football is different. We were double the roster of my Granville roster for 9 through 12. Um,
Hmm.
so it's the coaching, it, right, wrong, or difference better, because you have more time because your teams are two platoon. You just have, it's trying to get a D1 job is more competitive. So you're getting probably higher level candidates. And, um, at Granville, I felt like um, we had a lot of wins that we were going to get. I don't want to say regardless, but we were going to win a lot of games. I thought if we just played well, we have to play really well to win 7 games with this schedule. I mean, if we don't play really well, we're not going to win 7 or 8 games. We're going to win 4 or 5. So that's what I mean. Just the week in, week out grind of this is great. It's fun, but it's crazy and it's hard to. I mean, when you go from our league is, I think, the best in the state, and then we have our crossovers are the two Tangies, and that's not the Liberties in our league, but Tangi and Berlin, and then we have Gahanna next year. We have Pick North, and North and Marysville this year. But it's just every week you got to be playing your best ball, and if you're not, you could lose to a team that might be 2-6. I feel like that was that way in Bro. I felt like if a team was bad, I felt like we were going to be just fine, and I don't feel that way here.
Yeah, sometimes in the OCC, a team might be 2-6, but they're not a 2-6 team. That's just how tough the league is.
We were the 4 seed. We were 8-2. We thought we had a really good year. We were 8-2, and we draw Olentangy 8-2. They were I think a phenomenal team. It just so happened that their division didn't win a lot of games in their conference, so they were 8-2, but didn't have a lot of second level points, and fell to a 13 seed. And I'm like, how do we get a 4 seed and play one of the best teams in Central Ohio? That's crazy, but that's just how it rolls. I mean, it's just different.
How big is your coaching staff at Orange compared to Granville? Is it different, by division?
Yeah, well, you get a few more stipends, but you break them up how you can, try to get as many people. Um, but like we didn't, the freshmen practice with us every day at Granville, and they don't here. It's just we have 45 freshmen or whatever. They're not gonna get good coaching if they're with us and we're coaching 98 other guys, and
Right.
so that's the biggest difference from a coaching standpoint. Is these freshmen? I'm still learning the incoming sophomores. I was at practice a lot, but I was learning 90 guys. It's just hard to learn 135 names and faces, and traits and personalities and character. All the stuff that goes into being a good football player. So that's at Granville. I knew every kid almost that played football from 7th grade to 12th. And it's we do have a few more coaches, but we have to just because our numbers are so much bigger.
Right. Yeah. Now, above being a football, I'll circle back to Treyton here to kind of close things out. Like above being a football coach, you're an uncle, and obviously you've been able to witness, his career last year. Now he goes into his senior year, and I mean, above coaching him as a player, I mean, what does it mean to you, and like what emotions do you feel knowing that you're going into his last season and you get to see just what I mean? You mentioned he's going to be playing on the offensive side of the ball a little bit more this year. Just everything that he does, all the accomplishments that he's racked up over the course of his career. What does it mean to you to be able to witness that firsthand going into his final year?
It's obviously you're super proud, and it's not. The athletic stuff is awesome, but anybody that knows he's a very very special young man from the way he carries himself, the way he treats people. We always say you work as hard as you can and you be as kind as you can, you're probably going to be okay. And Trayton embodies that better than anybody, in my opinion, or as well as anybody. And that's not me being biased. Any coaches. I mean, he is the point guard on our state championship team. You look at him, he's undersized. He scraps and claws, and he's on the floor with guys, a foot taller than him, and just holds his own there. And he's guard receiver, faster, bigger, stronger, and he holds his own every time. It's pretty cool. Like he's my godson, so I've watched him from birth. Obviously, play sports, so it was really weird. If you watch our Westerville North Storied rivals, and he has a pick six early in that game, and I don't even know. As my wife saw it, and I wasn't even putting words out. She's like, "What were you trying to say?" I was like, "I don't know." It's such a weird feeling because I'm used to watching him play, but he's also helping my team now. So it was like spit anything out. Like it was a weird emotional feeling. I was so happy for him, so happy for our team, and because at that time we didn't know how many games we were going to win. We thought that would be a chance for one of our wins, and but yeah, he's an awesome kid. I can't speak highly enough of him, and obviously I love him, and I'm excited to get another year with him.
Well, I'm excited to see Orange under you in year two because you claimed a share of the league title last year. On the brink of round 3. So best of luck the rest of the offseason, Coach. I hope everything goes well with you and your family and everything. And congrats on getting close to welcoming a sixth child into your family, a boy. And I hope the season goes well for you, man. I'm looking forward to talking to you as the season goes on.
All right, appreciate you. Thank you, man.